Okay. So, Marie-Claire, I think we probably get a few as we as we tick along. So, I just want to introduce Marie-Claire to you ladies. Now, Marie-Claire, just to explain how we connected, was through Hay House, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We both got published. Was it your second book, Marie-Claire, when I had my first one?
Yeah, I think it must have been. It was certainly my first I Can Do It conference.
Yeah, and mine.
Yeah.
So we met, didn't we, through, and we, when you meet someone, you get a connection, don't you? And then we sort of became friends. We did a few speaking gigs and kind of went from there. Really, you introduced me to Tropic pretty much when Tropic launched, and it's been in my bathroom ever since. And you did talk about the business opportunity way back, and I went, oh no, I'm writing another book or doing whatever I was doing. But what has stayed was the products, and as you know, I've continued to use them ever since, really. So welcome, and I'm so thrilled actually, because I think you are the perfect person to explain more about your story and about Tropic and about the potential business opportunity. So yeah, I'm going to hand over to you.
Fabulous. So good evening, everybody, and thank you for giving up your time for this evening. Wow, where do I start? Well, if you know Louise, then you presumably understand quite a bit about the law of attraction. Hands up if you're a law of attraction fan. Yeah, positive mindset, fantastic. And the power of the unconscious mind. Yeah, are we on board? That's really helpful. Thank you for letting me. It always helps if I've got a clue who I'm talking to, but obviously as fans of Louise, you're going to be on that plane. And it's quite key because it was only when I started working with the unconscious mind in a much, much deeper level than I had done previously that I found Tropic. So this is quite amazing. So most people find Tropic, they come across the products first. They fall in love with the products because they're vegan, they're natural, they're cruelty-free, they're freshly made in the UK, and they fall in love with the products and then want the business opportunity. But what happened to me, and I'm going to share with you how I found Tropic because it links into the law of attraction and unconscious mindset. And it will explain, I think, the best way why I believe this opportunity is the best opportunity you could ever fall onto. And in fact, I truly believe that you've all done something right if just to be here, to be hearing about it, which is very exciting. So I'll give you a bit of background about where I came from, how I came across it through the unconscious mind, then a bit about Tropic, and then a bit about what's in it for you at the end, and then open up some questions. So does that sound good? Thumbs up if that sounds good. Yeah, fabulous. Thank you. So, bit of my background. My last proper job back in 2003, which seems an awful long time ago, my last 9-to-5 job was as sales director, UK sales director of a software company in Woking, Surrey. And, I quite liked the job. It was good fun. We were doing over 1 million sales a month. But I got pretty bored. It was a bit easy by that stage. And then a couple of things happened. The major one being I had a massive spiritual breakthrough. Or some would say I had a midlife crisis. Either way, I jumped ship and left the business. Now, actually, it's worth mentioning actually on the spiritual breakthrough. I might as well tell you how that. Should I tell you how that happened? What happened? My spiritual. Yeah, I was going to tell us. I'm not very good at half the story. We're all sitting comfortably. You've got a drink, hopefully. So there I am, sales director, suited, booted. Don't know anything about energy, law of attraction, any of that stuff. I just know about targets and business and the corporate environment. And for some crazy reason, I ended up attending an event, a networking event organised by the organisation Aurora in London. And the subject of the evening was using your intuition in business. And they had 2 visiting mediums, which I thought were credible because they said they worked with the police. So that got past my belief system. And I realised from the exercise they did with us that I was highly intuitive, and a lot of my business success was down to my intuition, which I think is very similar for a lot of women. So I intuitively knew when to employ somebody and when to let somebody go, for example. Anyway, at the end of the evening, we're talking, myself and a couple of friends are talking to the medium, and she's talking about a late husband of a friend. And as she's talking, I suddenly find I can't move and I can't speak and I feel very awkward. And finally, I managed to say, I'm struggling. Why am I struggling? And welcome, Becca. You are in the right place.
Hi, Heather. And just back to say, Marie-Claire, if you want to see everybody, you can press gallery. If you click on gallery, then you can see everybody that's online. Sorry about
you, please. I've got gallery. That's how some Becca come in, looking beautifully lit, I might say.
You look beautifully lit. I have to say, you look gorgeous.
So I quite nonchalantly, the medium says to me, "Oh, we've had a spirit join us, and people react in different ways. And I was seriously unimpressed and turned to my heels and went to leave. And I walked 10 paces and then burst into tears. Now, you've got to appreciate I was a really hard-nosed sales director. You know, I didn't do tears. This was whoa, this is like freaky. And one of my girlfriends said, "Oh my God, close down your chakras." And I was like, what on earth is she talking about? What is that chakra? And the other girlfriend said, "Oh my gosh, are you okay?" And I realized I'd never felt better in my life. And I got on the train at Waterloo to go back to my Wandsworth apartment. And I couldn't have described it at the time, but I felt connected. I felt almost in love with every single person who was in that train carriage. These were complete strangers. So this is really weird, but it was like all the boundaries had vanished. It was quite astonishing. Anyway, that was interesting. I went back to bed. I thought that was an interesting evening. Went to bed that night thinking the next day life would carry on as normal. So was I mistaken? So got to the office. Within 2 hours, I was back in tears again and thought, I've got a problem. I need to sort it. And I had 2 clues from the night before. One was somebody had told me to book a Reiki master. So I phoned him up, got him round. And the second one was to visit the College of Psychic Studies, which I don't know if any of you have heard of. I went along to the College of Psychic Studies that day, and it's like going to Harry Potter land. I remember the receptionist, rather than talking about their boyfriends, they were talking about how psychic their cats were. It was just a different world. So anyway, I had a reading done, and this actually links into what we're talking about this evening astonishingly, because this was 10 years ago. And I had a reading, I still have the tape recording, and the reader said to me, "Your life is going to turn 180 degrees. I see New York," and I pulled her face and she said, "I think that means global." And she said, "You are going to end up working in a place where everybody is equal." She said, "There may be a couple of figureheads, but everybody's equal. There's no hierarchy. Everyone's equal. And you'll get out of it as much as you put in. And you will be more successful and happier than you can ever imagine." And at the time, I was so freaking arrogant. I was like, "Oh, don't be ridiculous. I can't be more successful than I am now." I pumped out the place and actually booked in a Sunset and Spirit holiday for 6 months later and never went back to work after that holiday. And that's another story, which I won't go into but right now. So I left corporate world 2003, went traveling, came back to Chester, was doing a lot of work with personal development and spirituality, and started to realize that a lot of the healers were skint. You know, they were doing amazing stuff and healing people, but they just weren't earning enough money. So using what I knew from my corporate environment and from the spirituality and the courses I'd done with Anthony Robbins, I did a month with Diana Cooper, I worked with Richard Bandler in NLP, I'd worked with a lot of experts. So I created a 1-day How to Become a Money Magnet workshop. 1 day, because people haven't got money, normally haven't got time either. And the idea was to shift their mindset around money within 24 hours. So they'd start to attract more of it. And the great news was the workshop worked. You know, literally some people attracted more money within 24 hours. It's incredible. So we kept doing it every month and it was fabulous. And then one thing I've learned is if you find something that works, the next question is, how can you get it out to as many people as possible? And hands up any of you who, I bet nobody in this lovely group is going to put their hands up to this one. Hands up if you've ever smoked. Oh, I've got a fellow smoker, fabulous. Well done, Becca, well done. Well, I'm somebody, if I'm going to do something, I do it properly. So I was on a 50 a day habit. They were like my busy mates. And then I read a book by Alan Carr, The Easy Way to Give Up Smoking. And woof, my mindset completely shifted from being a slave to tobacco to being completely free of it. So that's what gave me the inspiration to put the workshop into a book. And that's how to Become a Money Magnet came about. And I originally self-published, and then I wanted to get it into Australia, so I had an excuse to go and visit my friend in Australia. And that's when Hay House took it on board, and it went worldwide. In fact, this is the Japanese version that paid for my car at the time.
My book went to Czechoslovakia. I've got some bizarre copies on my shelf.
Exactly. You've no idea what language it is. It's not great, but so that was very exciting. The book worked, got lots of feedback, and I then had a fairly successful coaching practice. 6-figure coaching practice where I was helping people create more money in their lives. And my top client, I remember, the guy had a wealth management company who's taken from 1 billion to 5 billion. So I had an impressive clientele. But I didn't feel in flow. I was 6-figure, but I felt I should be earning a lot more than that. After all, I am talking about being a money magnet, right? So bit of a lack of integrity there if I'm not earning more like 7 figures and plus. So I felt like there was a bit of lack of flow. And also, the people I really wanted to help couldn't afford me. So that was a bit of a problem. So I started investigating business models, alternative business models. And about that time, I received an invitation to a private VIP event in London about the unconscious mind. And it turned out for me to be absolutely what I would describe as the holy grail of the unconscious mind. Welcome, Heather. You're in the right place. And that's where I met somebody called David Oates. And this is where we go off into serious woo-woo land, but I'm trusting as fans of Louise, you'll be okay with it.
Yeah, we're all a bit woo-woo. We're all a bit woo-woo, yeah.
Excellent. So David founded 30 years ago, he accidentally fell across the discovery of reverse speech. And what he found was that when we speak forwards, if you then play it backwards, a trained ear can pick out the voice of your unconscious mind. So basically, there's no guesswork anymore. If you've been saying, I want to have more money, for example, and you're never getting above a certain limit, which is what happens to most people, whatever their limit is, no matter what they do, they never get above it, then the likelihood is your unconscious mind's got a conversation going on that's stopping you earning more money. And there were 2 recordings that I loved. One was the baby, 3-month-old baby, that played baby talk, and then you played it back and you could clearly hear the baby saying, hello. Because babies learn language before they can speak it. Like we understand foreign languages before we can speak them. But my favourite in the money side was my friend who's a property developer, and he said forwards, I want to earn £1 million a month. And when we played it back,
ladies, just put you on mute. Somebody's not on mute, and we can hear a bit of feedback.
Okay.
Gone now, I think, yeah.
So he said forwards, I want to earn £1 million a month. And when they played the tape backwards, we all heard the voice of his unconscious say, I will mess it up, make me suffer. And the guy was in tears because every time he tried to play big in his property business, it always went pear-shaped. So this was just phenomenal for me because there was no guesswork anymore. You could access your unconscious and then work with David to shift it. Now I'm going to explain how he shifted it. And this is long before I'd heard of Tropic. So I booked in to work with David. And like 90% of people, I said, I want to have more money. And he then asked my unconscious, what do I need to have more money? Now, our deep unconscious, and I'm sure most of you are aware of this, our deep unconscious speaks in metaphors. So David, over 30 years, has cross-referenced over 1,000 different metaphors. So he can tell you the meaning of these different metaphors. And one of the most common ones is that of the wolf. So the wolf in our deepest unconscious means your get up and go, your provider, the part of you that gets things done. And one of the most common ways to attract more money is when your wolf goes hunting rabbits and kills rabbits. So apologies to the vegans here, but this is our deep unconscious. This comes from centuries and centuries. So if nothing else, if you go to bed tonight and you want to have more money, dream of meeting your wolf and being really healthy, fit, healthy, waist tight, shiny bright eyes, and taking hunting rabbits. Anyway, so when David asked my unconscious, so he asked me, what do you need to have more money? And obviously I said some rubbish, but he was really asking my unconscious. And when he played the tape back, my unconscious said to him that my wolf didn't want to hunt rabbits. It wanted to hunt down deer. And when it had fattened up on the deer, it wanted to hunt down and kill a mammoth. It's like a mammoth. It's like the biggest animal you could possibly have. I tell you, my boyfriend at the time was so jealous. He was like, I want a mammoth, I want a mammoth. Because basically, if you followed that, basically what it meant was my unconscious had aligned itself to attracting the biggest financial opportunity. And we all know that our unconscious thoughts are 90% of our thoughts, and our thoughts create our reality. So it was time to get really excited. So once my mind was aligned, my unconscious was aligned. Is everyone up to date? Have you all followed me here? Is anyone stuck with the rabbits thinking, well, I got lost with the rabbits? But no, you're all still with me. Great, well done. So then suddenly out of the blue, I'm inspired to go on a 1-week silent meditation retreat. Now, you've already just met me, but you can probably tell that I quite like talking. So this is the strangest thing ever. But I went off on a silent meditation retreat, and it was amazing, and I loved every minute. And there was one other lady on the retreat with me, and her name was Sue Kay. She was a beautiful 70-year-old. Don't know much about her because we were in silence, but lovely energy. I came out of the retreat to go and do a spiritual talk, and to a group of people gathered at, funny enough, a secret millionaire's home, a friend of mine. And I got to the talk and I was networking with people, and this lady came up to me and I said, what do you do? And she said, I sell skincare for Lord Sugar. And every cell in my body went berserk. I was just like, oh my God, you've got to sign me up now. And she said, no, I need to show you the skincare. I said, no, you don't, just sign me up. And I remember thinking everybody in that room was going to be doing Tropic. And then I said to her, oh, I'm terribly sorry. What was your name again? And she said, my name is Sue Kay. So she had exactly the same name, the same energetic vibration as the one lady I'd just spent a whole week in silence with a clear mind. And that to me was the final confirmation that my unconscious had found my mammoth in Tropic. And people ask me, how come my business with Tropic has grown so fast? Well, the first thing I did was I invited 3 girlfriends. Well, I invited all my friends around to come and try the products. And actually only 3 showed up. So you're doing a lot better than me, Louise, because I had 3 and one was a guy. Not the most auspicious of beginnings. And I didn't even talk about the business. I just showed them the products. But I think they picked up my energy because my energy was so excited. Even without saying anything, I knew I found my mammoth. I knew I found something massive. So whereas a lot of people come along and they say, oh, it's a nice little skincare business. You know, it's a nice little hobby business. I knew differently. I knew this was going to be huge. And when they told me that there was unlimited income, there was no ceiling whatsoever, which is amazing in itself, no ceiling to income. My first thought was, well, let's do £1 million a month then, because that's what I used to do as a sales director in the software business. So it was the first figure that came into my head. There's no limit, let's start with £1 million sales a month. And incredibly, I've now been in the business just under 6 years, and my team are doing 500,000 sales a month, and we are scheduled to hit 1 million sales a month this November. And we've only just got started. So I'm going to talk more about the business, but that's how I found it. It's quite incredible. The business launched in May 2013, and I joined in June 2013, having never done a direct selling business before in my life. So that's my story. Has anyone got any questions on that bit before I launch into Tropic and a bit more about Tropic? You can Google David Oates and reverse speech afterwards. There's lots of YouTube recordings if you're intrigued to know more. And you can actually work with David one-to-one as well. He operates from Australia. So that's how I found Tropic. But the story of Tropic is equally amazing in the sense that it started with a lovely lady called Susie Ma. And Susie Ma was actually born in China. And it's interesting because are you all familiar with vision boards? Yeah, lots of nodding. Yeah, it's great because of course they are. They work with you, Louise. Well, funny enough, Susie Ma, the first 6 years of her life, she lived in one room with her mother inside her grandmother's house. And her mother had literally plastered all the walls of the room with images of beautiful places around the world, including an image of this fabulous pink house where everything was pink in it that she wanted to live in. Anyway, Susie's mother got married and they went to live in Australia. And so during growing up, Susie had the tropical rainforest at the bottom of her garden. And her and her mother used to go to the bottom of the garden, pick natural, fresh ingredients, bring them back in, get some shea butter and coconut oil from the local markets, and cook up natural skincare. And life was blissful. And then, as in all good stories, things went pear-shaped. Her parents got divorced. And interestingly enough, her mother actually spun a globe to work out where her and Susie were going to go and live next, which is quite incredible. And she called a friend in England and said, can we come and stay with you? And they made the journey over to England and then called the friend again and said, we're at London Victoria Station. And the friend said, oh my gosh, I didn't realise you were serious. I can't believe you're in the UK. I'm sorry, there's no way you can stay with me, and don't call me again, and put the phone down. So her and her mother were stranded. Her mother's English wasn't brilliant. So Susie had to grow up very fast. They had to go to 17 different bank branches before somebody was willing to give them an account, and you can't get an address without a bank account. You can't get a bank account without an address. So they had to keep persevering until somebody was willing to break the rules and give them an account. And by the time Susie was 15, she worked out two things. One, there was no such thing as 100% natural skincare. It just didn't exist. In fact, quite shockingly, products could say they were natural with as little as 3% natural ingredients. And the other thing was she was living in this pokey little flat with her mum, and she really, really wanted her mum and her to have their own house. So much so, she actually put a picture of a house inside their front door to look at every time she went outside. Again, the use of vision boards to remind her that's what she wanted. And so she got together, so I was just thinking if I had one handy, she made up a body smooth, which is like a body scrub from one of her mother's recipes. And at 15 years old, she made up 50 tubs of it using jam jars and labels that she stuck on with Prit, and borrowed some water bottles from the school and set herself up in a Greenwich Street market stall with a little sign saying, I made this, please try it. And she literally had a little mini skirt, little denim mini skirt, no money belts, just thought she'd have a go. And that day she sold 49 jars at £20 each and made £980, literally £20 stuffed into her pockets when she got home to her mum and said, oh my gosh, I found a way to get us a house and to get me to university. And so she carried on. She recruited a team of friends. She did Cannon Street Market as well as Greenwich Street Market. She spent hours learning how to formulate, going to formulation classes. And her business, her little Tropic business, and she called it Tropic because all the ingredients, the key ingredients, came from the tropics where there are lots of sunshine in. And her business paid for her to get through school and university, and it paid for her and her mum to get their own house. And then she finished university, closed down Tropic, got her dream job in the city, and absolutely hated it. She was in the foreign exchange, she had banks of screens, no people. So after 2 weeks, she packed it in, reopened a Tropic business, and one of her friends told her about The Apprentice. And it was The Apprentice where Lord Sugar was opening up looking for a business partner. So she applied, and out of 70,000 applicants she got in, and she was still only 21 years old. And she was 1 hour late for her second audition, which Lord Sugar has never let her forget. Did any of you see her on The Apprentice? She was a young Chinese girl, 21. Yes, Fee saw her. Yeah, I remember because she made some unfortunate comment about the French and their children. Do you remember that bit? Yeah, and she was slightly bullied, I think, because she was the youngest. And I don't think she quite realised what she let herself in for, because it's as bad as, 4 of them in the bathroom at the same time, not pretty sight or smell. And she didn't win. In fact, when he fired her, she burst in tears and walked straight into the fire door, bless her, and they had to refilm it. But Lord Sugar asked her for some skincare to give to Lady Anne Sugar. So she prettied up her jars and presented them. And Lady Anne Sugar loved the products, absolutely loved them. And that's what prompted Lord Sugar to come back to Susie and say, how much do you want for 50% of your business? And she, bless her, was thinking, well, it's 250 for The Apprentice, so I'll ask for 200,000. And of course, he wrote the check out straight away and became co-founder of Tropic, as we know it now. And of course, Lord Sugar, coming from a retail background, wanted to put the products in the shops. And bless her, Susie, even at that tender age, said to him, we can't do that. We can't do that because these products are 100% natural. I'm not just saying that, they are 100% natural. They're freshly made in Croydon, Surrey, and they haven't got the preservatives that are necessary for products to sit in warehouses for years and to go on supermarket shelves. So we need to find a different way to get them to the public. And it was about that time that they met 2 or 3 ladies who had worked with Richard Branson, with his Virgin V business model. Any of you, hands up if you've heard of Virgin V? Yes, a few nods, yeah. Quite a few of you actually. I'd never heard of Virgin V, so yeah, it's quite successful, but they made some elementary mistakes with the Virgin V business. The principal one being they didn't own any of it. So when the more successful it became, the more vulnerable they became, and they collapsed. So these ladies, including an amazing lady called Jill Eagle, explained to Lord Sugar how the business model worked. And in fact, he took a while to get his head around the fact that a mum working from home with 2 children could build a million, even a multi-million pound business. It took him a while to get his head around it. So if any of this takes you a while to get your head around, you're in good company. But then they launched they had 4 women. They couldn't go public with it because he'd invested in her outside of the Apprentice programme. So they literally had 4 women who got 400 women to a room in a university hall, and they launched it on that May 2013 to those 400 women. And then those 400 women went out and told their friends. And what's incredible is this business operates through women doing what women do naturally. When we find something we love, the first thing we do is tell our girlfriends about it. It's just how we operate. Men don't do that, interestingly enough. That's another story in my experience. But women, we find something we love, whether it's a film, it's a new restaurant, or latest skincare, and we can't wait to tell our friends about it. So it's spread like wildfire. Literally through word of mouth is how this business has grown. And we are now officially, according to the Sunday Times, we're now the fastest growing beauty company in the UK for the 3rd year running. And yet there are millions of people who haven't heard of us yet. Hands up anyone who hadn't heard of Tropic before Louise mentioned Tropic. Wow. Oh, some of you had heard of Tropic before. Yeah, Sarah, Ali, yeah. So it was incredible. And it's interesting, some of you have heard Tropic before because, interesting enough, the beauty press love us. Yeah, Sunday Times loves us because we're one of the top 200 fastest growing companies in the UK. But the beauty press love us because our products are not just pure and honest. All the ingredients are actually listed in English, but that we're effective. The products are effective, and we've actually won over 120 beauty awards for the effectiveness of the products. So it's not a gimmick. These products do what they say they're going to do, and they're affordable. So it's been quite a formidable business, quite formidable. It's literally women sharing a product that they believe in because it's 100% natural, it's freshly made. The products are literally less than 2 weeks old when you receive them. It's guaranteed free from animal cruelty. We're BUAV certified, so not just us, but all our suppliers are certified as well. And we're vegan. And not just the skincare, but our makeup's vegan and natural as well, which again is quite incredible. So I could talk, so I'll try and keep it succinct. But one of the stories is when Susie went to the factories looking and investigating for ingredients for the natural makeup, she was quite horrified by what she discovered, how there'd be a vat of foundation being made, and basically it's being made for a number of different brands of completely different price levels. So from Avon to Creme de la Mer would all be in the same vat, and they were just adding a little different smell to them to make them smell differently. And likewise, when she was picking out ingredients, she was asked if she wanted natural ingredients for marketing reasons or effectiveness, and she was horrified at the question that most companies would include a bit of lavender just to be able to say we've got the natural lavender in it, rather than because the lavender is actually adding a medicinal benefit. And then finally, she was looking to explore 100% natural makeup. She went to a natural makeup company that provide the ingredients, natural ingredients, and when she got back to her beauty kitchens in Surrey and her chemist started working with them, they actually discovered that the products weren't natural. So a major supplier to the beauty industry of natural ingredients weren't supplying natural ingredients. I think they're suing them at the moment, which is how ridiculous the beauty industry has become when you cannot find something that's genuinely natural. And I think that's one of the reasons why Tropic's been so successful, because the products are what women want. They're natural, they're vegan, they're cruelty-free. So that's the background to Tropic. Yes,
I was just about to say, for me, that, you know, it's such an important thing for me, Marie-Claire, just what I put in my body and what I put on my body. And that's the biggest thing for me with Tropic, and has been for the last 6 years of using it, is that I know I'm putting it on, my body's absorbing good stuff, not chemical-based toxins and parabens and all that. For me, that's the huge, huge benefit, because I'm a sensitive soul and what I put on my skin can really have a nasty effect. So that's been the biggest sell for me, for sure. Yeah.
Thank you, Louise. It's been amazing watching the difference it makes to people. One of the most recent examples for me was a woman who joined the business, and she's a young mum. She's got 4 children, including a baby, and her baby had eczema. And when she got her starter kit, it includes all the 100% natural skincare, including a serum called Super Green Serum, which contains a healing balm ingredient called tamanu, as well as chlorophyll and kale and broccoli. And in desperation, she put some of the super greens on her baby, and the baby's eczema cleared up within 48 hours. And she was just ecstatic. You know, she was just shouting about it to everybody who listened. She couldn't believe it. It's but that's just one of hundreds of testimonials about the products. They're amazing products. So that's really the background to Tropic and why women love it. And then the business is fabulous. So the business is open to any woman over the age of 18 in the UK. And the investment for the business is £198, which makes it accessible to any woman in the UK over the age of 18. And for the £198, a woman will receive £427 worth of 100% natural skincare. So everything you need for the face.
That's the box, look. That's the box, Marie-Claire, behind me. Can you see it? I mean,
not very.
Can anyone else see that behind me?
Okay.
Oh, hang on a minute.
You? I can't. That's it.
That's the dog toy, sorry.
There you go. Now you can see it. Well, have you just trod on the cat, Louise?
No, the dog toy wasn't quite the dog. No.
Oh, right. Don't worry then. So you get this, it's such fun when you get this box of 100% natural skincare. It's like Christmas. And I always say to new ambassadors, your first job is to use the products because your skin is your biggest marketing tool. So you get the box of skincare, you get 25 brochures, you get flyers, you get everything you need for your business, including your own website, Tropic, replicated Tropic website with online shop, which is incredible because any of you who've ever had your own business, hands up if you've got your own business or have had your own business. Yes, welcome. Yes, it's hard work, isn't it? Yeah.
Well,
I've had my business now for 7 years.
Yeah,
myself.
Yeah, I was just about to say, and I work with women building coaching practices, and the sheer amount of work, and I know some of you girls have worked with me, brand proposition and the website and the niching and the pricing, and there's an awful lot to think about. And this is when we spoke, and I just thought, hang on a minute, I know there are women that don't want to have a coaching business necessarily, or they want to do something passively, have passive income coming in alongside a coaching business, and they haven't got to do the sort of business building side of it in terms of website and who's my target market and all of that, because it's done for you, right? Which makes this a really simple and easy opportunity.
Yeah, and beautifully said, and accessible to any woman, whether she's got young children at home, whether she's an empty nester, or even whether she's a grandma. I've got an amazing grandmother who only joined to get cheaper products, and suddenly she's earning £6,000 a month, and she can't believe it. She's like, my God, this is life-changing for women. And she thought she was just settling down to her retirement, and now she's got a whole new family and a purpose to her life. It's beautiful. But so there's so much to say. So you join the business, and there are 2 ways that you can earn money. And incidentally, on the coaching side, and just building on what you were saying, Louise, I had my own coaching business 7 years, and it's tough working by yourself, for yourself. But because I didn't know any different apart from corporate, I didn't realise quite how exhausting and, more importantly, how lonely it was working for myself. When I got a great coaching client, there's nobody to celebrate with me, and it's tough, it's helping everyone, but it was very, very lonely. So one of the biggest things I got from joining Tropic was being part of a family where people were cheering me on, and we were all knit together and we celebrated together. And if somebody had a problem, like when my mother died 3 years ago, the amount of support I got from my Tropic family was unbelievable. And the fact that before she died, I could literally take 10 days out and be at her side at the hospital for 10 days solid, and my business was still earning me money, was something that I could never have done with my coaching business. So it gives you that extra freedom, but for me, the connection, the family is probably more important than anything. And having worked as an employee and as a sales director and worked by myself, what this business model gives you, as Louise touched upon, is the best of both worlds, because you've got the umbrella support of Susie formulating all the products. And incidentally, at the moment, the growth of the company is 85% year-on-year growth, which is formidable, absolutely formidable. At some stage, that will level out. And Lord Sugar said publicly that we'll be fine, because the fact is Susie is the person owning and formulating all the products, and she has an amazing skill and passion for formulating the products. So she updates the products with the latest technology and latest ingredients every 6 months. We get a new catalogue, a new updated range every 6 months. So it's keeping the brand current, it's keeping it fresh and up to date. So you've got the umbrella support of product creation, commission structure, head office staff, delivery system, all the yucky bits of business that you normally have to do for yourself if you've got your own business. And then you've got the support structure of the people you're working alongside and the team you're building around you. And then that leaves you to do the thing that us women love to do, which is talk. So I spend my life talking with women, having coffee and lunch with women. Yes, Louise.
I just wanted to say about the support, because this is one of the, other than the fact I love the products, I want to be, it is lovely, running a coaching business is lonely, and I have clients all over the world and I love what I do, but it is lonely. And for me, it was about having support. And I keep seeing you traveling the world and all these women. I'm like, I want to do that. I want to do that. But just about the support network, as I was placing my order after my pamper party, I'm there typing away and I got stuck, and I knew you were in Portugal, so I certainly wasn't going to be, and this was a Saturday night, right? I'm putting them through, and I got stuck, and I posted in the forum, and this gorgeous lady called Nina, don't know.
She's lovely. Yeah.
Well, she said, just call me. I said, it's Saturday night, I can't call you. She said, just call me. She helped me out anyway. I got through the whatever I was struggling with, placed the order, and made a new friend. And I just thought, bloody hell, that is so wonderful that she was willing. It was only 5 minutes on the phone. And yeah, and that was just heartwarming for me, that there was all these comments, I'll help you. And I just thought, yeah, there's nothing I've been stuck with. And even phoned head office as well, and they were just lovely. And I just thought, yeah, that it's a level of support that I've not experienced in my business, because it's just me, right? So.
That's beautifully said. It's very difficult to describe until you're in it. It's a bit like swimming in the sea. If you were standing on a cliff and looking at the sea, you can imagine how gorgeous it is swimming it. And once you're in it, it's like the level of love in this business. I have never come across anything like it in my life. In head office, all the staff are delighted. I mean, we're talking about people who pack boxes, and they are absolutely delighted to be working there. And whenever I quite often find myself saying, gosh, every time you answer the phone, you sound so happy. And they say, well, of course, we work for Tropic. It's just, and I think it all comes down from Susie Ma. She's the most incredible human being. She's still only 30 years old, but she's got a very, very clear energy. She's very humble. She's very generous. She always thinks about the other people. She takes time out to literally get to know the people in her business. So many times, one of my team has come up and said, oh my gosh, Susie came up to me and said, hi, Christian. And I can't believe she knew who I was. And that's because she takes time to know all the people in her business. She's an incredible lady, and I think the values of the business come down to her. So in actual doing the business, the nitty-gritty, the money side of it is there are two ways that anyone can earn the money. And one is to promoting the products. So every time one of your friends buys some product from you, whether they buy it from you personally or they buy it from your shop, your online shop, you receive between 25 and 35% commission, depending on how much you sold that month. And that's very straightforward. And lots of women join the business and just do it like a bit of a hobby for a bit of pocket money, alongside whatever else they're doing. And that's absolutely fine. The lovely thing about this business is when you join Tropic, it's your Tropic business. It's nobody else's, it's your business. And you can do as little or as much as you like. And nobody will ever, ever tell you to do otherwise. You know, it's absolutely your business. So I have about 90% of my central team, people who aren't building teams, they do less than £200 sales a month. And that's absolutely fine. It's like their little hobby. And it's been proven that most families in the UK, it's quite shocking, struggle to have £50 left over at the end of a month. And so being able to earn an extra £100 a month just through sharing the products with friends makes a big difference to a lot of families. It might mean being able to take the children out for a treat, for example, once a month. So that's fabulous that that's accessible. But then there's the other side of it, which is a bit that I get really excited about because I'm a coach. And it sounds like quite a few of you are coaches too. And if you have a passion for coaching, this is the perfect place to use that coaching passion. Because the second way of earning money is to build a team. So just like I've been doing this business 6 years, and Louise could see me doing it, and other people could see me doing it, and thought, oh, maybe I could do that too, maybe I'd like to do that. Then they would join the company with me in my team. And my role is to inspire and coach them to achieve whatever personal goals they want from the business. So each woman can decide what she wants to get from the business. And remember, there's no limit. There's absolutely no limit. So we have a 8-stage program that takes you up to diamond level. And the diamond level average earnings are 10 to 15,000. Not to exact date, that was based on 2017.
A month?
Sorry, yes.
A month. Just to point that out.
£10,000 earnings a month. Yeah, and that's an 8-step module. And they actually haven't gone higher than that. They didn't expect to get any diamonds within their first 5 years, and there are actually 10 diamonds in the company already. I'm one of the diamonds. I was the first non-founding ambassador to become a diamond, and I've been a diamond for 3 years, astonishingly. So my income's about double what I've just mentioned per month. And what's really exciting is that will double this year as well. So what I found on a personal level, and I share this not to boast, but to just illustrate the reality of what's possible in this business, is that my first year I earned £1,000 a month with Tropic. My second year I earned £2,000 a month. My third year I earned £4,000 a month. So you're seeing the pattern here. The fourth year it's £8,000 a month. The fifth year it's £16,000 a month. And I'm on track for £32,000 a month. So the income has literally doubled every single year. And if you understand the power of compound interest, that's what we're talking about here. With no limit. And by the way, Tropic's only just got started. We're less than 6 years old. We are only in the UK as a business, although you can sell the products worldwide. And we've got the whole rest of the world to go. And Susie's still only 30 years old. So you're actually getting in at the perfect time where we're established. We've established ourselves with the beauty press, with Sunday Times, with Lord Sugar. We are established, but there's still millions of women in the UK who haven't heard of us. So there's still masses of opportunity. And I like to believe that every woman's going to end up using Tropic or having a Tropic business. And interesting enough, it doesn't matter whether that belief is true or not, does it? Because beliefs define your reality. So just by having that belief, I attract them to me. And interesting enough, actually, I set an intention about 6 months ago to attract only diamonds. In other words, to attract women into the business. I can see one who want to come in and earn £10,000 a month, who are, self-motivated, typically who are a coach, who love coaching people and helping others, and want to come in just for the fun of it. They might not even need that money, but they love the opportunity of, wow, let's get this to as many women as possible because it changes lives. People who say money doesn't make a difference, I disagree. I've seen it change women's lives and women grow in confidence. The grandmother I mentioned, she cannot believe how her life was transformed. The £6,000 a month she's earning is just weeny bit of it. It's the connections, it's having a purpose, it's having a passion. Interesting enough, her story was before Tropic, she walked out the 43-year-old marriage. She'd been the Reverend's wife for 43 years, 4 grown-up sons, walked out the marriage, then changed her mind, went back and he wouldn't have her back, ended up living miles away from all her friends in Cheshire, and then met me and joined the Tropic business and created this whole new family, which has completely re-inspired her. It's been amazing. And I've got I've got lots of stories. I'll give you a couple more and then I'll open it up to some questions. There's a lady called Sandra who had her own beauty business in London years ago and sold the business to finance her son's training to be a pilot. And he ended up being the youngest ever pilot at 21 years old, which is amazing. But then she moved to deepest, darkest North Wales with her man and ended up living in his house without a purpose, without a business. And bit by bit over the years, her confidence just absolutely banked. It just went down and down and down as he became the sort of the power in the partnership. And then she discovered Tropic. And through a Tropic business, her confidence has soared and soared and soared. And recently, she got all these flowers from Tropic because they send you flowers at your birthday. They send you flowers when you hit manager. I mean, it's just an amazing company. And he was like, well, I'm not having this. At this rate, it's going to be Tropic or our marriage. And for the first time in her marriage, she spoke back to him and said, oh, well, if that's the case, I'm keeping the house. And it was just the fact that she'd spoken back to a man who bullied her for years and years and years was just so rewarding. I can't tell you. It's difficult to describe the confidence she got. Instead, that woman has 20% hearing, and she succeeds in this business even with only 20% hearing, which is quite formidable. And then one last story that's a precious one to me is a girl in my team called Natalie, who was bullied at work. She works in a credit control customer complaints department of a credit control company inside a bank. And she's bullied by a boss. She's bullied by the customers phoning up. Then she had babies and she got postnatal depression, and she described herself as morbidly shy. And she joined Tropic, and she said what helped her were the products were so amazing that they gave the confidence to almost stand behind the products, let the products go in front of her, and that built her confidence. So she sort of rode on the back of the story of Tropic and the products. And now she's completely transformed her life. She's packed in her job at the bank, and she's created herself a lovely little portfolio career around being a mum, doing Tropic, her Tropic business, and being a part-time swimming instructor for kiddies at the local baths. And she's got back her life. She's happy, she's confident, and she's living a life she loves. And that is very exciting. Yeah, so I'm going to shut up now because I've gone blah, 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 blah. And I could talk for about 5 hours about Tropic, but I think it'd be fun to open it up to any questions.
Come on, ladies, there must be some questions, because it's funny, actually, I've got to share this with you. Me and you met Marie Claire about a month ago, and we've been talking about this, and I came to Marie Claire, I'm going to show you just because it's funny. I came to Marie Claire with, oh God, it's probably not going to be here. No, it is. You wait for it. Questions on team questions, money questions, product questions, general questions, marketing questions, possible parties, online opportunities. These I turned up, didn't I, with these questions. So how would this work, and how does that work? And I needed to know. I know I was going to sign up, but I needed to understand what was involved, what I was going to have to do, what the opportunities were. I wanted to know what you were earning. I was being quite cheeky, but I needed to know, because I'm not going to put my name to something that I do not believe in or do not believe that I can do, or I had to be aligned with this, and that helped me massively. So you did kind of go, oh my God, didn't you?
I was really excited, I remember. I was like, oh, goody, let's go.
You were a bit like, oh, you're very organised.
Yeah, I was very impressed. But bear in mind, it was complete opposite of me, where I didn't know anything about anything, and I didn't even want to see the products. I was like, just sign me up. But everyone's all different, isn't it? And in my experience, people who ask loads of questions normally end up doing really well, because they've got everything covered. Yeah,
and I think for me, it's because I've got an existing business. I think that was just the primary reason why I just needed to make sure it was the right thing for me, because I've already got a business. I need to balance it, and that was really what it was about. Yeah.
And that's quite a key point, because I like you, Louise, I had established myself as a Hay House author and a money magnet coach. I had a good business. I had an excellent reputation, and so I had the biggest drive ever when I joined, because I couldn't afford just to join the company and just do a bit of skincare. You know, I was a money magnet coach. You know, I had a bit of a big incentive to do well, because if I failed, then I would have ruined not just my Tropic business, but my existing business. So I totally get, you know, if you establish a reputation, then there's a lot at risk. But also there's a very strong motivation. So for me, it's like I need to get on that stage with Lord Sugar as fast as possible, bang, 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 and I was up there.
I remember that picture. I remember you getting on, seeing that picture, and kind of, you know, and genuinely feeling, you know, proud of you, really, because you said to me, I'm doing it, I'm off, you know, and when I saw you, I thought, good on you. Yeah.
Oh, bless you, thank you. And it's interesting, because I got one particular person who's very high profile. If I gave the name, actually I will, because she's very open, that's her personality. But some of you might know Rachel Elnor from Dragon's Den and Red Letter Days, and she's a good friend of mine, and she's a big fan of my money magnet business. And she was not impressed at the time at all, because she couldn't understand why I had effectively dropped my money magnet business like a ton of bricks, which probably wasn't I knew what I was up to, and it 100% worked for me. And gone off to follow, in her words, somebody else's business. And she couldn't understand it. And she was, you know, what on earth is she doing? I don't understand it. And it's one of these big businesses. And she bad-mouthed me for 3 years. But I knew, you know, when you get a gut feeling, I knew it was the right path, just as I knew when to leave corporate world. You know, when you have a good gut feeling, It doesn't matter what other people are saying. And 3 years later, took 3 years, she publicly went online and apologized and said she totally got it, that actually I'd helped hundreds of women to transform their lives and turn more money through Tropic. And in her words, she said the products are aligned to Mother Gaia and they're authentic, and she got it. She got it. But it took 3 years. It just made me laugh. But yes, so there is big motivation. Go for it. Oh, goody, we got a question.
Hi. So,
Hi.
Thank you for everything you've said so far. I think everyone would be interested to hear a bit more when you were talking about the 2 ways to make money, and you were talking about if somebody buys from your shop.
Yes.
And you also mentioned about how websites are all set up for you and everything. So, but could you talk us through a little bit more about how that would work? So presumably you can share the link out to people and you can talk in, mouth to mouth, tell people that way about the product, etc. But are there certain ways that are more advised than others or something like that?
Yeah, great question. So on the website, you will receive the website within 48 hours of registering, and then you have, like a normal website, you have a link that's yours. Normally it's tropicskincare.com/ and then your name, so it could be /Tina Russell. What a lot of us have done, and what I recommend, is you then point that to a domain name that could be, in your case, could be Tina Tropic, for example. Right. Which is even easier for people to remember, because you want something that people's going to go, oh, by the way, you've got a baby with eczema. Oh, you need to speak to Tina. She's got this amazing product that will clear up the eczema. I think it's Tina Tropic, and they'll remember it. So I'm a big believer in getting a domain name that's like people can remember, bang, and go to your website. So you've got your website and you can post it online. And one thing we found in this business, we have 12,000 odd ambassadors in the UK already. And people buy from people. So they will go to your website because they've met you or they've been recommended to you as a person. But yes, they go onto your website and then they just go shopping like on any other website, and it's attributed to you. And once they've gone on your website, if they go accidentally on another ambassador's website or even head office website, you'll still get the commission.
Oh,
Which is pretty cool. Yeah.
I didn't know that, because I was thinking, okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and they're always updating the system all the time. So that's the website. It's very straightforward. And you'll see lots of people doing stuff on Facebook. So they might have, typically, what someone might have is they might create a VIP customer group. So they've got customers who, normally once people buy the skincare, they fall in love with it and they won't touch anything else. And then you get those repeat sales. And so it's quite key. It's all about customer service and looking after people. But a lot of girls do VIP customer groups where they put the customers into a Facebook group, and then they can do all sorts of, they can keep them updated, maybe do product demos, maybe do little offers, do stuff inside a customer group, and that's quite nice. I'm not a big believer, and neither are Tropic, in blatant sales posts. You will never see, I don't think you'll ever see a post from me saying, come and join the business, or something as blatant as that. I just wouldn't do it. People join my business because they see the lifestyle I live and want to join it for that reason. But you could create a business page on Facebook as well. And obviously you can use LinkedIn. Instagram is very popular because of all the product images. And what I'd recommend is Tropic give you loads of generic images, images of products, lifestyle images. They give you lots of marketing support. But what works the best are images of you and the products. So, for example, one of our most successful ambassadors, amazingly, she's a mum of 6 boys under the age of 11.
Wow.
And she's a full-time teacher, although she's about to pack it in because she's just hit executive level. So she's earning 2-3 grand a month now through Tropic. But her posts are fantastic, and she might feature typically. I saw a picture of all her boys at the table with all the Tropic packaging, all putting the deliveries together like a family activity. Or she'll do a post. Her boys had painted pictures of her with these big eyelashes, and she put the Tropic mascara next to it. So she's combined her lifestyle, her family with the products, and that she's the top seller of the whole company. And that's how she does her social media. It's very effective. She's also got a Wowie phone I've switched my phone to Worry because it gives great pictures. But anyway, that's another story. So that's your website and your online marketing. But to be honest, in my experience, face-to-face, putting the products on people, you cannot beat it. You absolutely cannot beat it because the products... Has anyone's tried any of the products yet? Cool. Oh, great. Susie and Heather, fabulous. In fact, would you say that they're amazing, aren't they? When you smell them, you can smell that they're actually 100% natural.
Yeah. Go on.
Well, just to cover how people share the products with people. So 3 key ways, and you might come up with a different one. 4, actually, if I think about it. One, the most popular, is to host what we call a pamper, where you invite friends, girlfriends round, either to your house or you may have a friend who offers to host it. And you invite them around for a couple of hours. You might have a glass of Prosecco or just do teas and coffees. And it's a pamper. You get all your products out and they try them on each other and then they all buy stuff. That's easy. You can do £200 to £500 in a couple of hours. So that's a really easy, high volume, easy way to introduce the products. Especially at the beginning when you want to let everyone know what you're doing and that you're the local person to come to for 100% natural vegan skincare. That's quite key. The second way is what a lot of mums do is they invest in a couple of borough boxes. So they might get a box of the natural skincare and take it to the school gates on a Monday and lend it to one of the mums for the week. And say, take it away, go and try it and let me know what you think. And invariably, they turn it to a customer because it's such an amazing product, we fall in love with it. So that works really well for young mums. The other way is one-to-one facials, which obviously beauticians, people who are confident doing facials, do a lot of those. One of the girls did 38 facials one month to raise money for a charity and ended up with 30 new customers, which is a lovely idea. That was something she was inspired to do. And then some of us do stalls. So I do a stall at my local hospital once a month, just as a fundraiser for them. And that way I attract new customers and new people who might want to come into the business. So those are some of the ways that we promote the products. Yes.
One of the things that I'm doing, Tina, is I do yoga once a week. And there's 30 odd women in that class, and what I'm going to do is I'm not going to do a borrow box, I'm not going to take it away with them, but I'm literally going to leave it on the desk as they walk in with a sign saying talk to me, with all the products. And every week I'll bring new products, and I know that will, because I know all the women, they're going to go, who's this? Oh, what are you doing, Lou? And it'll start a conversation. I'll get Pampers from that, and I'll get orders. And just something else, I spoke to another lady, Mary Claire, called Della. She's not on your team, but I met her through buying some products off.
I know Della Zan.
Yeah. She's in your neck of the woods. Oh, she might be in your team.
No, she's in Jill Eagle's downline.
Right. Yeah. She's lovely, and I chatted to her. I literally picked the phone up and just said, tell me more about your experience with Tropic. This is when I was figuring out what I was doing. I said, how much do you sell a month? She said, easily £2,000 a month. I went, £2,000 a month? How the hell? She says, I do a few Pampers, and most of it's repeat sales. And I'm sitting there thinking, £2,000 a month? How the hell? She said, it's easy. You just need to establish your connections. It takes a little while to do it. Easily £2,000 a month. And she's not interested in building a team. She says, I don't want to build a team, which is what I want to do. She says, I just want to sell it. I just love selling it. I want to help these women to become toxic free. And so her objective is to go and just do retail sales, whereas my objective is, and yours, I know, Mary Claire, is a different objective. I still sell, but it's about family, it's about team, it's about changing women's lives, which is what I've always done, and what I now see I can do with this as a business model. So it's just interesting, everybody's different objectives and goals with it.
Yeah, because Della's now doing about £5,000 to £7,000 worth of sales a month.
Really?
And interesting enough, the teacher, Deborah, who's in my team, when she came on board, she did 5,000 sales in her first month, which is unheard of because normally you build it up, as Deborah was saying. But it depends. If you've had 6 children, that's a lot of mums to maternity classes, right? So if you're
lost you, can't hear you.
I said if you've had 6 children, she'll have met a lot of mums through maternity classes.
Mm. But also, my sister's a nurse. Laura's not here tonight, but I've talked to you about Laura coming on board. My sister's a nurse or a midwife as well in the NHS. So she can see an opportunity with all of the women that she works with, obviously not patients, but other nurses. And she's well connected, and she teaches and she's a lecturer as well. So she's going to use it. She doesn't earn great money as a nurse. Not many nurses do. It's ridiculous. So for her, it's about subsidising her income. She's not going to give her career up. Not at the moment anyway. She's on a sort of a trajectory with that. However, she wants to earn a few hundred quid extra a month. So her objective is just that. That's all she wants to do. So it's really what, you decide what you want from it, don't you, Marie Claire?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Could I ask a question, please? I have to tell you a little bit about my personal story with Tropic first, if that's okay, because then I've got two parts to my question. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, very well, Susan.
Great. So I went to a hypnotherapist a couple of years ago, and she mentioned to me, she said, have you heard of this beauty company? A lady called she said Susie May, and my maiden name was May. So my ears pricked up because I was Susie May, but it's actually Susie Ma, isn't it? But she pronounced it wrong. And so I was like, what? And then I bought a couple of the Tropic products. And then anyway, the hypnotherapist became my friend. And she is a yoga ambassador. I go to yoga with her. She's a Tropic ambassador through a line local to me. And she kept saying, and I've tried quite a lot of the Tropic products and I love them. And she said about doing it, but it's never felt right to me. I can't tell you exactly why, but I wasn't inspired by the lady that she has linked up with to do it. And Pippa's sort of not doing it. She hasn't really thrown herself into it for lots of different reasons. And so I didn't feel like the line was inspirational enough to me, because I would need some support to do it. And I'd want to do it really well. So I was always held back. And I actually went to one of the open days earlier this year. So I saw Susie talk. And again, I was like, but there was something not right. So I have two parts to my question. One is that I actually saw Louise speak at the Mind Body Spirit Fair last year in May in Birmingham. And I just caught the very tail end of your talk, Louise, and I was so inspired. I felt connected to you, and I've watched videos. And then I saw this video on this, and I feel like this is something that feels right to me for different reasons. So there's two parts to my question. One is about the business support that we would get, because I'm obviously attracted to work with you two, because you're inspirational to me, and I can see it just feels a completely different thing. So there's this sort of support on the business side from being in somebody's line. And also the awkwardness, because I'm sure that I'm not the first person this has happened to, where you've been connected to somebody through Tropic some other way. Although I have never purchased the package, I've never registered to be an ambassador. But I just wonder if, how that works.
Okay, fabulous. And what a lovely story, Susie. So do you spell your maiden name M-A or M-A-Y?
M-A-Y. Yeah, but it was just the way when Pippa said Susie May, I didn't see it written, so I was like, what? So that's
I love all those little signs.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start with the last point first, and then work backwards to the business.
Okay,
support.
great.
There is an etiquette in Tropic that we recognise that people join the business with the person they want to join the business with. Nobody owns the territory. Everyone can sell Tropic and build their team anywhere in the UK. So there's no, I've got Cheshire or anything. So first of all, there's no geographic spreads. The etiquette is that the customer, you have to choose the person that you resonate best with, and it's your choice ultimately. And I think that's so important, because if you're coming into the business to build a business like Louise and I, you're coming in for life. I'm never going to walk away. Why would I walk away from the type of income that's coming in when I've done all the hard work, I built it up, and I'm not going to walk away. In fact, I joked that I set an intention to have a committed, loving relationship for life, and now I've got hundreds of them. So it is really important, and it's respected within Tropic, that you have to choose the person that's right for you, and people will respect that decision. And in fact, you can't change. The only way you could change your mind on that would be to leave the company for 6 months and then rejoin. So it's That's how it works, and Pippa would respect that. She'd understand that, and also for the reason that you're giving, that the coaching, you know, you want to build a business, you want to build it with somebody that you're comfortable being coached by.
And I would just say, Mary Claire, that I would not have done this without you. I wouldn't have gone anybody else's team, because you're a big thinker like I am, and I needed, it had to be you. I could have gone to a local ambassador. Would they have inspired me? I don't know, but I know I'm in the right team. And equally, Susie, I think that is just so important, because we create a family. We will be creating a family. We will be connecting like this, my team. So it's really important that you're inspired and you get that connection, that alignment with the person you're going to work with, because we're in this together, you know, and you've got to have that connection. And I just totally get what you're saying. It's really, really important. And think about this, girls. Not only would I be your mentor, but you've got Mary Claire. You've got 2 Hay House authors. I mean, talk about being in the best bloody team. Don't you think, Mary Claire?
Yeah, and it gets better than that as well. It gets better than that. So yes, you get Louise coaching, then you get my coaching. And then above me, you get my upline, my immediate upline, who's also a diamond now, and you get access to Jill Eagle, who is the top diamond and founding ambassador. She's the one that explained to Lord Sugar. She's got 25 years experience in this business model. She's my mentor, because I didn't understand this business model. She's the person I've just been away for a week on holiday with. That's how close we are now. And she's now got a £41 million business, of which my business is 11 million. So the whole line above you, and you get access, you get all their phone numbers and all their emails. So if you can't get hold of Louise, you can't get hold of me, you've got access to 2 of the top 2 more diamonds, including the founding diamond. So it's the best team. So one of the other founding ambassadors just posted her figures. She's less than half of what Jill's figures are. We are the top team. So yeah, you've got a great support netline. So on top of what Louise will provide, I do, for my entire downline, I do a weekly coaching call on Monday evenings, 6 to 7. It's on a free line. It's a call. It's not a video conference. It might become one, but we have potentially 100 people on it, because it includes all my managers and all my execs and platinum execs and their teams as well. And very kindly, one of the girls actually types up the minutes. So if you can't make the call, you can read the minutes from the call in the forum. And a lot of mums come on, put it on mute. But you get that and I've done that every Monday for the last 5-6 years. So we have that. We have, under my team, we have 2 forums. So you'd be part of the top Tropic team forum, which is for just my downline. And then you've also part of the forum underneath Jill Eagle's downline. So you've got at least 2 forums plus whatever Louise is running. And then we have monthly meetings. Well, I do monthly meetings. I do one in London and I do one in Chester. And then we do, the company does twice a year, we do Glambassadors, which is like a company conference / rock concert.
I can't wait for this. I'm so excited about coming to the next one with my team. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
It's amazing. Having run my own business 7 years, I hadn't dressed up in a glamorous long dress. I'd forgotten what it felt like to dress up. Like a lot of mums as well, they've forgotten what it's like to dress up. Well, you get to dress up. You cannot overdress. I'll show you.
Honestly, I'm so excited about. They're called the Glammies, and they're twice a year. And you go with your team.
Give you a shit. That's me, Susie, and her fiance. Right, pretty glam. That's me and my 2 uplines at Glammies. You see that? So that's Jill Eagle, and that's Sue Kay, who signed me up. And then this is me at one, the Greatest Showman, with a big hat on. So you cannot overdress. I mean, it's just this is one of me and Susie, and then one of some of my team. So twice a year, we all dress up. Basically, Susie's sidekick, Carlton, used to work on cruise ships, setting up big theatre shows on the cruise ship. And at the age of 30, thought you'd better get a proper job. Came back to UK, ended up, like a lot of actors, working at the Idle Home exhibition on the Tropic stand. And him and Susie just got on really, really well. So he became her right-hand man and knows everything about the business. But of course, he brings all his theatrical experience and showmanship to create this spectacular event twice a year, which includes training on all new products, and then there's training for managers after the event as well. And then there's a mid-year event for managers as well, with more training directly from Susie and Carlton. And then there's road shows in January. So there's quite a few events put on by the company. Then there's my monthly meetings, my weekly call, and my forums. Then there's, on top of Louise's support, and then there's the back office called the Tropic Lounge, which is everything you need to know, including training videos from Susie herself, all accessible, because it's an online business, it's social selling. You know, if you have a friend who lives in a Scottish island in the middle of nowhere, she needs to be able to do the business without necessarily meeting up with you. She needs to have everything there online, and it's all there. And
I have to say, the hub, the training hub, is brilliant. So when you sign up, you get your box, you get access to this hub, this sort of training platform, and you can go watch whatever you want on different products. You can learn everything in there, and that's well, you need that, don't you? Because how do you learn otherwise? So she, even Susie runs you through how to run a pamper at home. I mean, literally, it's a 40-minute, and she said you knock the door, and you can see her taking you step by step, and that's how I watched that before I did my first pamper. So the lounge is brilliant, isn't it, Marie Claire? Because it's all in there. All your marketing materials are in there. I downloaded, because I'm doing a pamper at my mum's house next week. I downloaded the invitations off there. You can actually physically order them in if you want them on card, but you can download them off the website. So everything's there, and all the social media shots are on there. You just download them. There's even videos you can download. This is the point with this business, and I know as a business owner how damn hard it is to build a business with all the elements that you need. It's all there for you. All of the material is there. You literally click download, and this is what makes this exciting. You've got the support, which you often don't get when you're your own sole trader, and you've got all of the marketing materials ready. Yes, you've got to work hard and go out there and talk to people, but everything else is done for you. And I just don't think, where else can you get that? There just isn't. You know, I know from being in business 12 years all the elements, and I've worked with hundreds and hundreds of women setting businesses up, and there's a lot of elements. So this is a very much off the shelf, out of the box business. It's not get rich quick. You've got to get your arse into gear, and you've got to put the effort in. But we know that. No, you know, it's obvious, right? However, it's simple, and the sort of opportunity for passive earning is what excites me, really, because I can't go on holiday. If I go and have a month off, well, I have online courses that still earn me money, but my earnings would drastically dip. And I think that's what this is about for me, helping women to become toxic free, helping women into business in the easiest way possible. And for me personally, passive income, so I can bugger off for a few months if I want to with the kids, and still be able to run my business. And Susie and anybody else listening, just in terms of my support, I haven't figured out what I'm going to do with my team yet, Marie Claire, in terms of whether I'm going to do weekly calls or what I'm going to do. I need to figure it out, but I guarantee anybody that's worked with me knows that I genuinely care that my clients succeed. So whatever I do will ensure that you get the support that you need to do whatever you want, whatever your income goals are. So I'm committed, because that's the kind of person I am, really, and I care. So
I have a question on the business building side, please. Yeah. And whether that is, can you hear me okay, Marie Claire?
Oh yes, sorry, yes, I can see where the voice is coming from, Ivy.
Just on the business building side, we're not sure whether it's relevant to everybody here, but to understand the complexity or not of it, and the commitments that maybe you have to sort of buy into. I just would like to understand a bit more about the nitty gritty of the business side, if possible, please.
Yeah, absolutely, my favourite subject. So building a team is building a business, and so there are literally 8 steps to building the team. And what really excited me, apart from the fact that it's unlimited income, was the fact that the personal sales, the sales that I had to do in order to benefit from building a business, were limited to a small amount per month, 500 per month, which, you know, we were talking earlier about repeat sales. It doesn't take very long to build up repeat sales of 500. So if you think I'm earning £20,000 a month, but all I actually have to do personally is 500, and I'm buying it at 75%, so that's 375. So that excited me. So that's a minimum. And then there are literally 8 steps. So I hope this is answering the question. Am I on track with answering how you build the business?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the 8 steps would be, so a friend of yours, maybe she hosts a pamper and she sees that everyone loves the products, and she reads the brochure and she thinks, do you know what, I wouldn't mind doing this. And, you know, I've got a lot of respect for your fee, so I want to join with you. And she joins the business and she maybe does a launch pamper and she does 250 sales. And bingo, you achieve your first promotion. You become senior ambassador. And the company at that point will pay you 2% commission on all of her sales. Okay, which clearly is not going to pay the mortgage, right? In fact, I often say to people, have you heard the story of if I offered you £1 million right now, or instead of £1 million, I'll give you a penny, and tomorrow I'll give you 2 pence, and the next day I'll give you 4 pence, and I'll keep doubling it for 30 days. Yeah, we might be familiar with that.
Yeah.
And most people choose the million because they want money quickly now. But actually, if they went for the penny a day double for 30 days, it ends up with over 5 million. And Tropic's a bit like that. So at the beginning, it would feel like pennies. And you think, well done, I've joined this business. I thought it was going to give me 10, 20 grand a month, and I'm only earning pennies. So that's actually 2%, your first step. The second step is you've now got 3 active ambassadors. And we call somebody active when they're doing 250 sales a month. So they're actually doing the business. That typically would be 1 pamper or a couple of deluxe collections. And at 3 ambassadors, you get a 50% pay rise, and you now get paid 3% on their sales. Again, it's not going to pay the mortgage. The bit that I encourage people to get to as quickly as possible is manager, because at manager, you've now got 5 active ambassadors. And again, I would encourage people to have more than 5, because remember, we never say to somebody, you have to do 250 so that I achieve my level. So if you've got 8 people, the odds are 5 might do it and 3 might be a bit slow getting up and running. So you have 5 minimum, and they've all gone active with a total sales of 4,000. At that point, you still get paid 3% on everyone you brought in, but you're now paid 4% on everyone in the team, including the people you brought in. So you're actually getting 7% on the people you brought in, on their sales. Are you with me? I'm just wondering if it'd be easy to show you a pictorial.
Yeah, I suppose that's the easiest thing, isn't it? To see that, a sort of a graphic of some description to see the levels. So just so I understand,
yeah,
you sign up and get your box, which is your 198, and then the following month, you then have to have created £500 worth of sales. Is that right?
No, you don't. As an ambassador, can you see? I've shared my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the magic document. When I joined, I printed this out and I put above each level. So it's 8 steps. Above each level, I put the month I was going to do it, and it was that simple. I literally told my unconscious what game we were playing, and then whilst I was still trying to work out how to do the business, my unconscious knew what to do. Now, the first thing is, remember, there's no minimum that you have to do as an ambassador. That's quite key. It's really important.
Yeah.
There's no minimum. The minimum only kicks in when you start being paid on other people's sales. And that's really, to be fair. It'd be a bit weird if you get paid for sales and you weren't actually doing any of
So if you don't want to build a team, Marie-Claire, if you don't want to build a team, you don't have to worry about this. You know, if you just want to bring a few £100 extra a month and do a few pampers, then that's fine. This is only, what we're talking about is only if you want to take it bigger and get into the bigger earning of 2, 3, 4, 5, £6,000 a month, right?
Exactly. And even then, say for example, you joined and you had a recruit and they did 250. Even then, I wouldn't worry about doing the 500 at this point, because you're only being paid 2% of 250. You know, you're still at the penny stage here. So I wouldn't worry too much about the 500, because it takes a while to build up your customer base to get that 500 coming in.
That really explains it then. That's great, because so you do give people enough time to build that up before moving on to that next level of the 500 to then start paying out basically to an appropriate level.
Yeah, I mean, you can go as slowly or as fast as you like. Some people take 3 years before they get to manager. Some people like me do it in the second month because I was in a rush because of my reputation. So I literally did manager my second month, senior manager my third month, and exec in my fifth month. But I was lucky, and also actually I know why, because my energy was aligned to complete certainty that I was building a multi-million-pound business because of the mammoth story, that I then attracted big business builders. Does that make sense? So right at the beginning, I attracted 2 friends who saw the opportunity and just went crazy and brought in 100 people each, whilst I was still trying to work out how to do the business. Because remember, you're not doing all these sales. It's the women in your team who are building, and they're not doing it for you. They're doing it for themselves. It's their own business. So yeah, so here you've got the top line. You've got the 500, and we always buy in the products at 75%. You get your 25% commission up front. So that's effectively 375. So imagine if I hadn't got any customers, which is very unlikely after 5 years because you get repeat customers. But worst case, I'd just buy £375 worth of goods to get paid £20,000. Worst case. So here you've got manager. Now, at manager level, you're actually going to get paid 7%, 3 and 4, on the sales of everyone you brought into the business, and 4% on everyone in the business. So imagine a friend joins your company and then she brings in 3 friends. At manager level, you'll get paid on all those friends. Now, this is quite complex, so I don't labor it too much. But what you can see is it's quite straightforward. Then from manager, the big difference is you get a manager in your team. So where there were always going to be people who come in and they want to earn the big money. So the manager will pop out. And then when you get to executive level, you see at the bottom here, you start to get business bonuses. So you get a car allowance, which incidentally you don't have to spend on a car. You could put it into a children's savings account, or you can use that for whatever you want to use it for. So you start getting these extra monthly bonuses. So by the time you're at diamond level, you're getting £1,000 extra monthly bonus. And then at the bottom, you've got one-off payments. So when you hit manager, the month after, so when you maintain the title, 1 month after, you get a one-off cash bonus going up to £3,000 at the manager stage.
And I think, Fee, when I first looked at this, I kind of went, and I think I'm just trusting the process. I can look at Mary Claire and go, right, that's where I'm headed. But I think for me, it's trusting the process. I know what I've got to do. Mary Claire's sort of going, right, this is what you've got to do. And I think it's just about trusting the process and knowing that, it's possible. So I think I'm just trying to take one step because I can't see how it's all going to kind of come together, but I'm trusting that I know it works. So, yeah.
And on the face of it, compared to some other systems that I've seen, it's not as complex as some others that I've seen. Fairly, with what you've explained, it looks as though you can ease yourself into it at your pace and still have an opportunity to make something. You can accelerate it, go crazy, or actually just ease into it. So yeah, I think that it sounds great. Yeah. Thank you.
Sorry, I was just going to add to that. Sorry, and I can't see everyone's screen at the same time, so I didn't realise you were still talking. Apologies. But the other big difference that it seems to be that's coming across to me as well is that there's no minimum sales per month, because you hear some horror stories about people saying, well, how many sales have you done this week, and what are you doing to bring in more, and that sort of thing. Whereas there doesn't sound like there's that pressure.
No, exactly. As I said, 90% of my central team, the people who aren't building businesses, bring in less than £200 a month. And I let them do what they want to do. It's their business. It's none of my business. They do what they want to do. It's their business. And then I do a lot of coaching with the ones that want to achieve manager or diamond. So we work the protocol almost is we will work with the ones who want to work with us. So you can come in and do your own thing, or if you want to build a 10 grand a month business, then you put your hands up and say, right, Louise, Marie Claire, I want some coaching to get to this level of business, and we work with you. But what I won't do is phone up someone and say, well, you haven't done any orders. It's none of my business. So, yeah, I love it. I love the fact there's no minimum. And the other thing that distinguishes us from similar business models is we don't get paid on recruitment. And that's actually quite a big thing, because what you'll find with some other similar business models is people run around, bash people over the head metaphorically to get them to join their business because they get paid on the recruitment.
Yeah.
So it's quite often an overpriced starting point, whereas ours is cost only. They don't make any money in the starter kit. And they get paid commission. Then once they got the commission, they don't care about you because it's a numbers game getting the commission. Whereas with us, we'd actually rather you become a customer or hostess than join if you're not going to do the business. Yeah, because we're losing 25% commission if you do the business. So I think that's it's very good. Although having said that, I've had customers like the grandmother who joined to get the 25% commission and ended up building a platinum executive business. So you never know. That's part of the fun of it.
Yeah, I was going to ask, because I'm completely new to running a business. I'm working full time. So is there that sort of help as well? Because it's good with people. I do PR for a living, so I can talk the talk. But it's that sort of doing it for yourself is quite daunting. It seems quite daunting, and obviously one of the things I was interested in was working obviously with Louise and yourself. Followed your work for years, so it's kind of that having that inspiration and similar mindset as well is very important.
And the support. I think this is what excites me about this. The bit I love most about my business is when I do mastermind groups, and Fee was part of my mastermind group recently, and that's the bit I love most, and Tropic is giving me the platform to do that every week or every month, however I do it. So that's the bit that feeds me, and just collaborating with women, sharing ideas. The energy that's created in a mastermind is just phenomenal, and that's the bit that floats my boat, helping people. So yeah, I think having that support is important, and it is daunting, but this opportunity is a simpler route to earning your own income, your own business, than starting completely from scratch, where you're building your own site and building your own platform and all that kind of stuff. And I'm a huge advocate of that, let me just be clear. However, that isn't for everybody, right? Not everybody wants to do that. So this is another opportunity for an easier route really to market and to becoming free and earning your own income. If you choose to be, you might love your PR job and you just want a bit of extra, and that's fine. You do what you want with it. So
yeah, and I eventually want to have my own business, and I've got training to out of work, so it came at the right time. It's weird. I say an intention to have a business, and then your video popped up.
I love you're talking my language. I use power of intention all the time. Really mindset, a lot of mindset. It's 90% mindset. Success in this business, and actually I find it's one of the best businesses to practice mindset and law of attraction. It's quite incredible. And the other thing I was going to say was, in my experience of doing this for 6 years, interesting enough, it's the people who are mums with children or have full-time jobs, who are busy already, who end up being more successful than the ones who aren't doing anything else. And I know it's a case of, if you've got half an hour to make a phone call, you'll make the phone call. Whereas if you've got the whole day to make a phone call, you'll spend the whole day working out what to say and how to say and then make the phone call. Now, I'm generalising massively, but in my experience, like the lady I keep coming back to, Deborah, with 6 children, a full-time teaching job, how come she came in and did 5,000 sales and is the top ambassador when she's so busy? Well, it's because she's so busy and she meets people by being out there.
Yeah, I think that's interesting to me. If there was that support for those that are working full time, how they fit in and what tips and the best practice they've got as well. So that's the thing. It's like finding the time and
Well, the thing is, it's actually really you could do one pamper a week, and that will bring in £1,000 to £2,000 worth of sales, and one pamper a week is literally 2 hours. It's 2 hours. And what's really easy is when you find your hostesses. So I haven't gotten into that in depth, but once you've got up and running, you're going to have customers who love the products, and most people's reaction is to the products are, oh my gosh, I want to buy everything. And they can't justify buying everything. So at that point, we'll typically offer them the opportunity to become a hostess, which means they invite the people to their home and you show up the products for a couple of hours. Now, what's great about that is it's even more time efficient for you because you're not having to do all the invitations. And they get a Tropic, what we call a hostess gift. So if they did £600 worth of sales on that evening from their friends, they would get 15%, off the top of my head, that's £90 to spend on Tropic for free as a thank you for them hosting the Pamper. So they are very excited, very happy to host Pampers. They get free Tropic, their friends get a great evening, and all you have to do is turn up for 2 hours. And then you order the products, they come to your house, and you do one delivery to your hostess, and they do the distribution to their friends. So it makes it very, very time efficient, and they're incentivized because they're getting free Tropic products. And invariably, after a while, in my experience, when they realize that all their friends are becoming customers and regular customers, and they've got lots of the products, they invariably become an ambassador themselves because they've got the customers. They might as well earn 25% commission.
So anybody that orders through your website, all the products come to your house and then you distribute them out?
Yes, or you can, if you've got a friend who's in Scotland and she wants to buy a product through you, then you just tick a box, say deliver to the customer.
Oh, right.
And the only difference there is somebody has to pay a delivery charge, just as you would with any online order, so whether it's you or them. And that's why a lot of people collect the orders and get to themselves and offer that as a customer service, but certainly for local customers, they'll offer free collection, free delivery, or put them all together. And if you're collecting all the orders yourself, then you benefit from the hostess gift.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. So with the hostess gift, the hostess gift is 15% of the total order. So if it's £600 worth of orders, it'd be £90. And Tropic pay 80% of that hostess gift. And we pay 20%. So that basically means that you would get, in that example, if you collected £600 worth of orders, you would get £90 of Tropic for just £18.
Yeah.
Which is why people quite like to collect orders as opposed to people ordering direct from the shop.
Okay. I'm going to have to run. I've got a house full of guests that I've...
Oh, really?
And he's only 2 hours past his bedtime.
Oh, yeah, you better get him to bed.
But so I've got, really quickly, I've got Facebook and website and Instagram and all sorts of things already for my coaching business. Can I use that to advertise Tropic, or do I have to keep it separately?
No, I would use that because people buy from people.
Yeah.
So, and you've already, what's great about this is your wealth is in all the work you've done up to now. That's your wealth. They already know, love and trust you. So stay who you are. Absolutely. I would keep everything consistent. You built that up, and then you can have a separate Tropic link to send to your shop if need be. But no, I keep it the same. Well done at building it up.
So Becca, what I'm going to do is link my Tropic website into the Game of Life somewhere. I'm going to put a button somewhere. I haven't figured out how to do it yet. That's what I will be doing. So it's a beautiful fit. As a health coach, it's a beautiful fit, really, and that's why I reached out to you. But Marie-Claire, we'll just take any more questions in a minute. Becca, I know you need to shoot off. If anybody does want to sign up, what's the process of doing this? What do they need to do?
Well, the easiest way to do it is we can send you a form and just complete the form, and then we'll have you registered as soon as we get the form back. Is the easiest way of doing it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Just so we know.
Yeah.
Okay.
All we'll need is name, email address, postal address, bank details for you to receive your commission, and card details for £198. And your birthday. And then once we've got that, you'll be registered. If we register you this evening, it would be processed by head office tomorrow morning. and you probably get your kit on.
Well, we've got bank holiday. It's bank holiday tomorrow, so it's a slow. Yeah, we've got a bit of a.
So actually, what I would do is collect the forms over the weekend, and I wouldn't actually register you till Tuesday morning, because nothing will happen over the weekend. To be quite honest. And that's about it. And there's a new starter incentive. Oh gosh, I've got to say. So there's no minimum you have to do, but there's a big but. Tropic offer you loads of incentives to get you going. So, for example, when you join, there's an incentive where you can win up to £140 just for getting up and running in the first 3 months of your business. That's a little one there, which you don't have to do. It's optional. But it's good because it makes you get up and running. All the way through, they've got incentives to win bags, small overnight trips. We're off to Barcelona in June on a one-night trip with Susie and Carlton, up to big trips. So once a year, there's the opportunity to win, all expenses paid, 5-6-star trip. And last January, they took us on safari to South Africa. Everything paid for, top 5-star hotels. So there's loads of incentives.
Yeah, well, that's the bit I've been looking at for the last 5 years, going, where is she now, for God's sake? Where are you in the world now, Mary Claire?
Yeah, I go on holiday every month. It's an amazing lifestyle. It's unbelievable.
She does. You were at Hawcross earlier this week, weren't you?
Yeah, I was treating 3 of my managers. It's just a lifestyle. So I did a little mini incentive for my managers, and 3 of them won it. So I treated them to an overnight stay in Hawcross Hall Spa. And which, by the way, has got nothing to do with health whatsoever. I just come back from a juice retreat, and there was no such thing as a juice without sugar in it.
They sell cakes in Hawcross, don't they?
Yeah, cakes and lots of alcohol.
Yeah, and tea. Loads of tea. I know, it's not, yeah, I know. Any other questions, ladies, while we're all still online? All kind of clear? Obviously, I'm around. We can, you can drop me a message, and if I don't know, Mary Claire will know. Yeah,
I'm around the whole of this weekend. Quite unusually, I'm not actually. I don't like going away at bank holidays when everyone else is going away. So I'm around all weekend. If any of you got any questions, feel free, Louise, to give my details.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah. So,
okay.
And I love conversations as opposed to emails. Pick up the phone or text me if you want to talk to me.
Yeah, okay. Anything else, ladies, while we're all here about this or about how it works? Anything at all? Any other questions that are sort of in your mind thinking, how would this work?
No, I think it just sounds really exciting. Yeah, looking forward to finding out a bit more, Lou.
Good. Yeah, well, it is. And remember, this is about coming on board with me. It's about us doing it together. And I think that's the important bit, is that it's about having me in your life on a regular basis, and Mary Claire if needs be. And that's the key here. It's not about doing it on your own. It's about doing it as a team together. And that's what's exciting, certainly for me.
Yeah, you're effectively have Louise for life, you realise.
Oh, yeah.
2 of us for life.
Yay!
And it's incredible because, as I said, when I joined, I suddenly realised that at last, the bit that was missing in my coaching practice was available. So the bit that was missing was I wanted to coach all these women for free. And now, through Tropic, I can coach women for free for life. Yeah. It's just...
Yeah. And I, for those of you that know what I charge, to have me in your life for free as part of the Tropic, is pretty exciting. So yeah. Okay. So any other questions, guys? Are we cool? Mary Claire, I just want to say a huge thank you for your time this evening. Honestly, genuinely thank you, because I couldn't have done it without you, because I'm still learning and I'm trusting the process as it unfolds myself. So it's been great for you to have it explained to everybody, and I'm sure there's any other questions we can further help you guys out. So, but yeah, and if any of you are absolutely 100% sure now, then obviously let me know over the weekend, and we can get you signed up when we're back. Well, Tropic head office is back open on Monday, and we can start the process, which means you'll have your box by the end of, probably midweek, end of the week.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you know you're going to join, just put a thumbs up and we'll send you out the form. We'll pop the form to you electronically and just pop it back to us, and then you'll be with us next week.
I'm going to say goodbye and dash, but yes. I'd love to have the form, please, Lou.
Okay.
And thank you so much, Marie Claire.
My pleasure. Thank you for giving up so much time when you've got house full.
He's so cute. Good night, darling.
Say good night.
Good night, sweetheart.
Good
Good
night.
night. Take care, Becca. Take care.
Bye.
Right then, ladies, and Eve, we haven't seen Eve because she's not got the camera on, but Eve, we know you're there, and Priscilla, we know you're there, and Carol, we know you're there, so thank you for joining us this evening, and obviously Fiona and Tina and Heather and Sarah. I was going to say myself then, but no, I won't thank myself. Oh dear. So ladies, get in contact if you want to know more, if you want the form, any other questions, anything at all, just reach out. I'm here to help. We're here to help. And yeah, we'll connect again soon.
And I just finished by saying this was the best decision I ever made in my life. And every month when I do the team meeting, women stand up at the front and they describe how it's changed their life. And every single month I move to tears by the difference this business makes to women on so many levels. We finally found something where the more you help other people, the more successful you become. And that, to me, is amazing, really amazing. So it's been a privilege to share it with all of you. And I'm really excited because in my energetic world, you know, all of you honoured the part of you that said, come on, I'm going to give up 2 hours this evening and find out more. And
it's a gut feeling, isn't it?
Oh, I describe Tropic like a river of abundance. And people come along with, you know, you can come along with a bucket, or you can come along with a big truck, or if you're like me, you can plug a frigging pipeline into the
yeah, I'll do pipeline.
The thing is, you found the river, and lots of millions of women haven't yet found it, and that really excites me. So thank you for being called, and thank you, Louise, for setting it up. Fabulous.
Good stuff. Well, listen, good evening, ladies, to you. Thanks for joining us. I'm sure we're going to connect again soon. I'd love to invite you to be part of this with us. So just let us know. And yeah, we'll see you again very soon. So have a great long bank holiday weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Louise.
Take care.
Thank you, Mary-Claire. Bye.
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 I'm going to stop the record button. Let's stop the record.